Special thanks to Adam Tickets for providing a promo code for the free movie ticket for today's episode of Movie Time with Crash. This movie sucks ass. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you at all. Like, this movie really does suck ass. And I'm not going to, tone it down to be, sponsorship friendly, or I'm not going to tone it down because, YouTube guidelines are telling me to do so. Or it looks like, I'll have to, God forbid, I'll have to be very mindful about, the poor people who watch this film. Like, I, look, as much as I love making content on the internet, right? And as much as I love actually creating stuff, and, I enjoy doing these movie reviews, there was going to come a point where, one of these movies was just going to suck. And this was that movie. Now, I will say this, credit where credit's due. The movie itself could have been an interesting premise. It could have been, oh, what if Y2K actually did happen? Okay. What if robots actually did take over the world or tried to? Okay. And what if, even if we didn't go along with that, what if we actually had a well-written comedy style film, in the likes of, say, like old school, like 80s, 90s, circa early 90s films, like parody films, People used to enjoy those. So, and I'm not talking the direct, like, epic movie and date movie, but just, light-hearted comedy. Oh, it's bad, but you're still going to enjoy it. Like, bad. This isn't even that. It's straight up just bad. And I know it's bad because Adam Tickets was the one that reached out to me and was like, hey, Crash, here's an email with a promo code to go see this movie for free. You should go see it. You were thinking of seeing it. Don't even bother spending money on it. Here's a promo code. Go see it for free. Go see how bad it is. And it's bad. So, basic plot. Bunch of teenagers. They're all hanging out, right? And there's these two kids. And they're like, oh, well, we want to be the cool kids. And we want to go to our first real party. And, finally, be, I want to get with this one girl. And I want to get with the girls. And, I want to finally get laid, dude. And not be such a nerd. And, I want to, be cool. And I want to, be popular in school. And they have their whole nerdy, geeky, break their bubble moment and try to be normal and cool moment. And they go to the party and they're having fun at the party. They're trying to, be all hip and cool and trying to, like, impress this one girl and trying to be the life of the party. And, typical teenage movie goes to party and, tries to impress the other kids plot. But then, oh no, all the electronics and the lights start going out and, everything's on the fritz right at midnight as the ball drops and suddenly all of the appliances are out to attack them and all the electronics are out to attack them, right? And again, that premise could have worked if it was funny. Or if it was a interesting commentary. Or if it at least entertained me. Was it really that entertaining? Then they do the whole, oh, well, the geeky kid and the nerdy kid wind up, teaming up with some of the other characters and kids and the teens in the films to trying to escape from everything and trying to find a way to save the day and get things back to normal. And you've seen this plot a million times. Well, even that wasn't entertaining. And then they decided to kill off some of the characters. You can already probably throw a dart at the board and just you'd have at least a 70 to 80% good chance of figuring out who dies quickly. And they die. And I told myself, I'm not going to get attached to any of these characters. I don't even barely know them outside of, cliches and stereotypes. So I'm good. And I gained no attachment to any of the characters at all. And it's just, God, even talking about the movie makes me sleepy. It's so bland and boring. And the movie keeps going. Typical, very generic plot happens. Usual teen angst and drama happens. Near the third act of the film, for some reason, Fred Durst is in there. Like the actual Fred Durst. Don't know. I guess because there was a couple references to the band he's in and in the movie, and they just suddenly Fred Durst. So he's there, but he doesn't even play much of a big important role until like near the end of the movie, where he basically does the equivalent of singing Kumbaya with a bunch of humans as they, tries to distract him and everyone else from being, I don't know, cybernetically enhanced with a chip in their brain. I don't even feel bad spoiling that part for you guys. I guess spoilers, but it's dumb. And it's not even the like, it's like cheesy dumb but fun dumb. It's just dumb. So I went into this movie thinking it was going to be that type of film where it was like really cheesy and really goofy and just, dumb but intentionally dumb. But I didn't feel that outside of maybe a small chuckle or two, and that was it. So then I watched the credits roll, and I'm like, why does this feel like I just watched something that was on Adult Swim at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? In terms of what this movie was. And I look at the credits, and the movie itself is directed by Seth Rogen. And there's a lot of weed references in the movie, so, I can already hear his laughter, like 25 million miles away from Hollywood. But then I was like, but that doesn't explain it, right? Why does this feel like this entire film was almost like a weird sort of bad Tim and Eric sketch? And then I saw it. Tim Heidecker was in this film. He plays the main character's dad, and he's barely even in the film. I think he's in like the first act, maybe a little bit, and then comes back near the end. The comedy is not that great. The music's okay and bland. The plot and the script is just trash. The actors and the characters are bland. Fred Durst is in this film. It's a little too long of a runtime. And this was the first time I'm really surprised because A24, who's produced so many critically acclaimed, really good sort of underground art style films, right? And A24 usually doesn't miss. Really missed the ball with this one. I don't know, maybe Seth Rogen had some big licensing deal with A24 or just I don't know, maybe he had an extra bag of cash from Superbad lying around somewhere and decided maybe I could make a movie. I don't know. So, anyhow, this movie sucks. Don't see it. It's garbage. If you want to hear a much extended, or rather a sort of uncut, raw take of this review, check out the Patreon. I actually recorded an alternate take that's exclusive on the Patreon for this review. That's a little more wordy, I guess, if you will. A little more in-depth. So if you want to check that out, patreon.com/Crash Smash 01. So that about does it. This movie sucks. I'm glad I saw it for free. Special thanks to Adam Tickets. They were kind enough to provide a promo code and sponsor today's episode. So thank you for that. I didn't have to spend $1. And I'm glad I didn't. So thank you, Adam Tickets, for being a real one. And bye. This movie sucks. Later.